Okay. So we are just going to see in upcoming a few questions that role of a Scrum Master in various events. So, what does a Scrum Master do during the sprint planning session, Joshua?
um, I would say this really depends on how long the team has been using Scrum. It really depends. If the team is new, let's say they decided or they agree with the management that they want to use Scrum, this is their first sprint. I would say in that kind of stage, the role of a Scrum Master there is to model, uh, really teach, be a model, show them, demonstrate how it's run. And in many cases, you might go textbook, right? And in Scrum Guide, if we talk about textbook, there's three parts in the sprint planning, right? So we in the first part in topic one we create the sprint goal, and then in topic two we select the product backlog items that can match that sprint goal, and then in topic three we break down into plans how to turn that selected product backlog items into a working done increment. So that's quite structured uh, according to Scrum Guide. And for some teams, they may not know how to start. And in some cases that I've been in, some teams don't even know how does a good sprint goal looks like. So in those kind of scenario, the Scrum Master be a model, show them how it's done, and then in some cases might even teach the product owner, um, to push the product owner to be able to make decisions. If there is any questions from the teams, we give it back to the product owner to be able to answer those questions or concerns from the team. So basically, in those scenarios, if the teams are new, be a model, right? Not only to the developers, but also to the product owner, be a model. Now, if the team has been doing this for quite long, I would push myself out of the scene and let the product owner take over. In fact, in those kind of teams, the involvement of the Scrum Master is much less, right? Probably if there are any issues, let's say with integration, hey, we need to integrate with work from another team, or maybe we need a database administrator because we need to create a new database schema, for example, right? And the database administrator is not in the room. So in those kind of scenario, the Scrum Master might go out and fetch and get the database administrator, get the DBA into the room, and have a conversation with the team about any concerns the team have. Um, but mainly because the team has been using Scrum for quite a while and they already know how it's done. Mainly, it's the product owner and the developers who are running it, right? And the Scrum Master are just behind the scene. The Scrum Master only chips in if there are any issues or there are any audience or someone who's not in the room who needs to be pulled into the room. Probably the Scrum Master does that, right? So it really depends on at what stage the team are in. So those are the two most extreme. I think in the middle, you're sort of like playing balance, right? So if the team are like in between of those two extreme stage, the Scrum Master would be in between, probably still demonstrate, probably still ensuring that everything that the team need is there, like the product backlog is there, the product goal is there, uh, and the product owner understand what needs to be done, but slowly moving out of the scene during the sprint planning, right? So it really depends, to answer your question, at what stage the team are at.
Okay, great. Thank you. So if I have to summarize, as a Scrum Master, you have to confirm that your team understand the overall goals and priorities for the product, and of course you will going to facilitate the sprint planning meeting by maybe setting up the agenda, explaining the purpose, and guiding the team throughout the process, and keep your this particular session more focused and within the time box, maybe to ensure the efficiency. And of course you can work with the product owner to clarify any user stories or items into the product backlog that not be clear to the team. And of course capacity planning is again came into picture, so you can help your team to understanding their capacity for upcoming sprint. Maybe you can include factors, for example team members availability, holidays, and any other constraints which your team have. And of course we have to always as a scrum master encourage our um, uh, team towards the commitment, so you can facilitate the discussion where teams select the user stories and tasks which they believe that they can complete during the sprint. So it should be like a pull based system, not like a push based system. So those are the few things which you can help your team identifying any dependency and risk. So sometimes as you mentioned, when team are new, so help the team to identify dependencies between user stories, different tasks. So discuss those strategies with the team, I think. And remove any impediment obstacles which are identified during the sprint planning session, work to resolve escalated them so the team can focus on their actual work during the sprint. So those are the few key takeaways for me, Joshua. Yeah, thank you.